and make sure we have video and audio, because sometimes the audio doesn't work. And is the audio working? We have audio. Excellent. All right. And Dementia Radio now, and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Funny Music Podcast. This is Devo Spice. Luke Ski will hopefully be joining us, but I haven't heard from him, so I'm not sure what's going on. Welcome to episode 762 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. The title of this week's episode is Wasteful Beds, and your job is to work that into our conversation somehow. See, Wasteful Beds. And I am joined this week by Kurt Kirton of Kurplunk. How you doing, Kurt? Good. Welcome back. I didn't hear back anything from Jefferson DeLeone, so don't know what's going on with him. He probably won't be joining us, and hopefully Luke will be joining us. But if not, we'll go on without him. Life goes on. Let's do the catch-up thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what? Oh, he's right.
All right, since Luke isn't here, I will go. And I've been dealing with a migraine most of the day, so I'm kind of out of it. But I did sneak out the other day to go see The Substance. Have you seen that film? It's kind of amazing. It's a brutal body horror film, and it's really good stuff. And actually, I was surprised to learn that 3 horror movies are up for Oscar nominations right now: The Substance, Nosferatu, and Alien Romulus, which are all great movies. And it's great because horror usually gets overlooked in these type of situations. But so it's nice to see them getting some recognition. But yeah, The Substance is great, so I highly recommend that one if you can get away. I've heard people... Oh, wait a minute. Can you talk? Say something. You're not coming through. You are... All right, hang on. Let's turn that off. Turn that on. All right, say something now.
Tom is great.
There we go.
Give me the chocolate cake.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It was just...
But yeah, I heard Nosferatu was...
People have mixed feelings about Nosferatu. I thought it was fantastic. I went to see it with a group of friends. One of them didn't care for it. She thought it was too slow, too artsy-fartsy. But that's kind of what I liked about it. It was very, very cinematic, and it picked up a lot of cues from the original silent film, and it was very, very artistic, and I loved it.
Well, it's probably so far and away from the old 1929 version, it's got to be better.
Yeah, well, the original version, the one from the 20s, I think it was 22. But that's actually a really good film for as far as like silent movies go and horror movies go. It's actually a really good film. But the new one, I haven't seen the original in a very long time, so I don't know how closely it follows it. But the original was like an unauthorized adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, so it like stole from Dracula but came up with some of its own stuff. And I guess this is a remake of that unauthorized one because the original is now public domain, so it doesn't matter. But they stuck to, like, the vampire is creepy as hell, and I love how they portray him. The people who are under his thrall are amazing. It's a very unsettling film, and I thought it was great. Yeah, and I also really enjoyed Alien Romulus, which is it's a direct sequel to the first film that doesn't negate any of the other movies. It's not like that Halloween sequel that was a direct sequel to the original and negated, just pretended everything else happened. This is like a different story that takes place right after the first film. So it's just a different...
So there's like a medium amount of aliens attacking, not a large one like in Aliens.
No, it's still... It's. I think it's just the one alien, but it's basically... You remember at the end of the original Alien, the alien gets sucked out of the spaceship? There's a crew sent to salvage, to find that alien's body and salvage it. And this is their story. So it's... I thought it was really good. And other than that, I've mostly just been trying to keep warm because, holy crap, it's been brutal here. It was -1 yesterday, I think. So we were just out of degrees. We're no more degrees in New Jersey. We're completely out of degrees. It's cold.
Well, you just need to stay home in your wasteful bed.
Yeah, I do. And in fact, I did. I've been having trouble getting out of bed lately until it's like, I gotta get online for my job. And like then I crawl out of bed and boot up my laptop.
Yeah, I've texted my bandmate who's probably watching, and the other day, he's up in Indiana, which is a lot further north than Nashville. And I was like, I got up this morning, I checked, and it was 14. And I said, what do you got? He was like, I think we have -1.
Yep, it's cold. It's cold out there.
Reminds me of that scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you know, when they're in the back of the pickup with the frozen dog.
Yes.
How cold is it? It's 1.
So what have you been up to, Kurt?
Oh, not too much. Just starting to plan for the new techno album, The Other Band, and currently pushing I Will Poop Again before the next official single releases next month, and just made a panic run about a week ago to make sure I had all my stuff ducks in a row for that single, because I was like, oh crap, it releases in February. I wonder if I've got all the media done and all the webpage, servicing webpage update and all that kind of stuff, but I do. So I was like, oh, well, go me.
Cool. And Jason Beats is in the chat. He says, yep, I'm here, the bandmate. So
Yes. We were just plotting some stuff for the techno record today. So, but yeah, I told him he should tune in. He's never seen me on one of these shows or anything else. So
yeah, okay. All right. Well, he's in for a treat. All right. So give us a quick intro to the song that you posted, and we will give it a listen.
So, again, I'm a longtime dance music artist, kind of turned comedy artist based out of Nashville. I don't play anything, but I sing, write, produce, program, mix, all that stuff. This is one of the 2 songs that inspired me to launch off into doing comedy music. And first, I got the hook for this thing. The other song, actually, ironically enough, is I Will Poop Again. So it was this I Don't Remember Eating Corn song, and I Will Poop Again. That inspired me. So, but I got the hook for this thing, and I knew I had to flesh it out into a full song, and that the style of it, although I don't like country music, had to be country. So I wanted that big like bar anthem sing-along kind of sound. So I had as many guy friends as I could come over and just do overdubs and thicken that thing up. I think it ended up being 30 layers of voices or something like that when I got done with it. And it was a beautiful thing. So this is, of course, about those rare times when you just look down and you don't quite remember having corn recently. So, and my programmer for this one was in Malaysia, and he's usually an EDM guy, so we had to work pretty closely on this thing so he could get a feel for country. He programmed and mixed, and I did some of the programming. So I told him to watch. It's supposed to be 10 a.m. or whatever Malaysia time right now, but he's supposed to be watching, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
All right, here is I Don't Remember Eating Corn by Kurplunk.
Eat some corn!
I don't have any holders! The buffet of Thanksgiving feast. Sometimes in certain deals I tend to eat a lot of things. finishing up. It's hard not to notice as I glance in the bowl. Ain't a thought I wanna explore, but after thinking back, I can't help but react by singing. I don't remember eating corn on the cob, creamed or diblet. It's in my teeth. Having diverticulitis, my friend, don't have to deal with this kind of thing. You got the yellow, white, and Indian varieties to plant, fertilize, and pick and shuck. Oh Lord, please save the bees. I'm a throughway, just a conduit for corn. It's fiber, passing on through, makes me want to boil some more. Digestion's a funny thing, don't you know? Sometimes while finishing up, it's hard not to notice as I glance in the bowl. Ain't a thought I wanna explore, but after thinking back, I can't help but react by singing. I don't remember eating corn.
I'm a bigger chunk of corn in my crop.
It's not like swallowing coins. Why can't that stuff digest?
I don't remember eating corn.
I did have corn on the cob, but it was a week ago at a Cracker Barrel.
Let me tell you, buddy, I don't remember eating corn.
I took a peek, and now I can't look away. You knew this song was about poop just from the title, didn't you?
Everybody, I don't remember eating corn. One more time, I don't remember eating corn.
I didn't have any corn.
Very nice. And
Yes,
yes,
my friends, right. Go ahead.
when that song came through, I knew exactly what it was about just from the title.
Yeah, one of our friends, right around the time I was wrapping that song up, said, "You've got some clips of Fat Bastard from Austin Powers in there, don't you?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I hadn't seen the movie in a long time, and he told me, and I was like, "Oh!" So I went back and found this Fat Bastard compilation video and ripped a few things, and I put them in the non-for-sale version. The video you probably played, so that has all the bells and whistles, but the for-sale version takes out all the copyrighted clips and stuff like that, the Simpsons and everything. But yeah, I had to get the Fat Bastard corn clips in there. There's actually one of them in I Will Poop Again. It may only be in the performance track, but it's something like a grunt or something that I used of his in that song.
And they'll never pick that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed the video off of YouTube for this, or the one that's linked on the FuMP, so I just played that.
Yeah, thank God for that Modern Marvel special on corn processing, because that gave me some material.
Yeah, it's like all behind the scenes of the whole corn process. I love it.
Yeah. They did one on potatoes the other night, and that was super interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect when you poop, though.
Right. Potatoes are more incognito.
Yeah. So I don't even know what to ask you about this song or where to go from here. So. You said this was one of the songs that got you interested in doing comedy music?
Yeah, because I got the hook in my head and I just couldn't get it out, and it was so perfect, and I was like, this is a good song.
You weren't walking around going, this is a dumb song. I need to make this. I need to make this happen because it's so dumb.
Yeah, it's so catchy and so stupid.
Yep,
I gotta do it.
That's the mark of a comedy musician at heart. When you think, that's stupid, I have to do that. That's when you know you're hooked.
I just got through watching you may have seen it too, it may have recently released, but it was Weird Al talking about like his top 14 biggest hits or something. Most of them were parodies, but a couple of them were originals, so that was really neat to hear behind the scenes. And you know, I never really paid much attention to Albuquerque. I don't know if you're familiar with that song.
Oh yeah.
It's like the 11.5-minute song. I was like, wow. So I watched the whole video this morning. And people want him to do that one live, and and some other one that was really wordy and fast. I forget what it was. The people want him to do that one too. And
Hardware Store is the one that everyone wants him to do, but he can't do it live apparently. So. Right.
It's so quick. So
quick, and the music is incredibly complicated.
Yeah. Had to do the Korn song though. So yeah, that was a recent. Well, I'm pushing all the songs off the record because I think they're all funny and worthy. But yeah, the Korn song was one recently, and then like I say, we're working on Poop again, getting that one out there, the Laura Fabian parody. So that one's floating around now.
More songs about poop floating around.
It's funny. I don't know if I said this last time, but one of my friends was at the album release show in October and leaned over to Jason and during the show and said, "Are all of them about poop?"
Not that would be a bad thing.
And then Jason's told me, eventually we need, about 3 or 4 records down the road, we need to have another album that's just the poop compilation come out.
Yes.
And I forget what his
little
title was. Something like All This Shit or something like that. The title, I forget what he told me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Along those same lines, when I opened for MC Lars and MC Frontalot years ago, there was another band on the bill called Phonics. I may have told this story on this podcast before, but they were singing. They're another rap group, and they were doing a song about their balls. And MC Frontalot leans over to me, and he goes, "Are they rapping about their balls?" And I went, "This is one of many songs about their balls that they have." And and then, like right after that, they went right into another song about their balls, and Frontalot just lost it. So it was very amusing.
Well, what have you been up to lately?
Not writing about my balls, although I am starting to write songs again. I'm planning out things, getting ideas. It's been a while. I've been kind of in a drought because I haven't done anything in a little while. So I'm jonesing to get back into the music. I just need to get out of bed earlier, so I can get more done during the day. But that's hard when it's this cold.
Right.
Brett Glass says, "I have a parody called Pooper Scooper that would fit in." See, we can have a whole FuMP poop compilation now. Ooh, Lee, for the April Fool's newsletter, we can put together a FuMP poop compilation. I'm sure there's enough songs. I'm sure of it.
I mean, Steve Goody alone, has a lot he says. So.
Probably, yes. And we have at least 2 songs about diarrhea. Yeah. I guess you can count my song. I have a song called Forget Your Phone. The first verse is about forgetting your phone when you're sitting on the toilet and how boring it is. So I guess you can count that. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Now, where are these themed playlists? I think I looked on Spotify and never could really find them.
These are compilation albums that we put out periodically. We have 2 Christmas albums. We have a Halloween album, and then every April Fool's Day we put out an April Fool's edition of our newsletter. And for a while we were just making up fake compilation albums. And then at some point somebody said, "Hey, you should actually take orders for some of these and then just make as many as you sell." So we did one called All the FuMP That Would Fit, which is all of our shortest songs, in order from shortest to longest, however many would fit on the CD. I forgot how many songs there were, 80 some odd songs fit on the CD. And we sold 7 of them. So I made 7 CDs and mailed them out to people. But yeah, we could make those playlists on Spotify. I hadn't thought of that, but we haven't yet.
Because every week, you call for a theme,
those
and
playlists.
I was looking for these.
Yeah, there's a playlist on Spotify called Funny Music Fridays. Look for that.
Okay.
And I can send you the link if you can't find it. Yeah.
Every week. Yeah.
Yeah, because I update that. That's about a half an hour.
One on Halloween one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about a half an hour of music. I try to do 10 songs. And I update it after the show every Thursday night, so every Friday it's ready for you to listen to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, great. I listened to some of the FuMP long form playlist or whatever that had like, I don't know, 50 songs, 40 songs or whatever when I was on my way home for Christmas and back. So that was fun.
There was somebody on Spotify I found put together a playlist of all the FuMP albums up through 96. So it was 1 through 96. And I think he only stopped because 97 got taken down, and 97 and 98 got taken down, and I just recently re-uploaded those. So I don't know if he's going to continue and fill it out to the entire collection, but maybe. Then you just
cool.
Hit that playlist, click it on shuffle and enjoy. So, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
As usual, please follow us at YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I think all of those. Well, if you just go to our website, you can find the link to all of them. It's www.kurplunk.lol. So you can find those links.
That's
and that
right.
way you
I
stay
forgot
in the
the
know
LOL.
about new music and the new single coming up next month. And that's the easiest way to do it. Is just go to the website. And there's no reason to follow us anymore since, like I was telling Tom before we started, YouTube has officially not allowed me to monetize the Kurplunk channel. And like I told him, my theory is either the videos are too short or they don't like songs about poop.
Yeah, I couldn't even begin to tell you which it was. Or maybe there's not enough songs about poop. Maybe you're not, could be that.
I should only hope. But apparently there's no hope, really. There's essentially no hope of correcting that. So,
yeah.
Oh, well.
That sucks. Oh, well. So, are you going to stick around for the rest of the show? I got news and another song and stuff. Or are you going to take off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hang out.
Okay.
Hit me.
Let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
Who'll spend $1,000 per ticket, dragging their moms to all of the shows? Who's buying cats and wearing those bracelets? Everyone knows a Swiftie.
His girth would be intense. He'd have a list of ailments. He'd be singing "Don't Be Cruel" while he's wearing Depends. He might be more complacent since the hip replacement. Whoa, if Elvis wasn't dead.
It's Thanksgiving, the day we gather here, faking gratitude for relatives that we avoid all year. It's Thanksgiving.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
There's no to party hardy till at least 10 o'clock.
Time for funny music news. Something, something, something.
In the news, Needle Juice Records has announced that the debut album by the Odd Ditties will come out on Needle Juice Records on February 14th, on Valentine's Day. Name of the album is Backstage, and it's described as an ambitious, existential coming-of-age album. This is the project by former Smashy Claw frontman Austin Ashleman, and the first single off the album drops tomorrow. So look for the Odd Ditties on all your favorite places. The Logan Awards nominations are open for just 2 more days. The nominations close on the 25th. So if you haven't gotten your nominations in yet, go to LoganAwards.com and nominate your favorite tracks from 2024. The FuMP newsletter went out the other day. If you're not on our mailing list, you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0125 for January of 2025. Tiny.cc/FuMP0125 with stories about the Logan Awards, MarsCon, FuMP 108, and more. And Luke is not here to talk about MarsCon, so I don't think he's updated the total on the website for the goal. I don't know if he even mentions that. But They are selling the 2024 or the 2025 fundraiser CD featuring recordings from 2024. It's 4 hours of music for just $30. Head over to MarsConComedy.com and click on Shop at the top of the page. The initial goal is $1,021, and then there's a stretch goal or two. All the money raised goes to help offset the cost of the hotels for the artists. I just got an email from Luke, or a text from Luke. Fundraiser update. The amount towards the initial goal currently raised $304.94 as of January 23rd, which is 30% of the way towards our initial goal with 43 days until MarsCon. So, please go to MarsConComedy.com and pick up your copy of the fundraiser album. It's a really good compilation. I was listening to it while I was stuffing FuMP 108 the other day. And you can also register before the end of the month. I believe 31st is when they're closing registration at marscon.org if you're planning to attend. And if you're not planning to attend, you should change those plans. You should definitely attend. All right. Kurt, you got anything before, any news-related stuff before I do tour dates? You're muted, or the thing's not working. Are you muted? Yes, you're muted.
That was me, sorry.
There you go.
I said, just buy a bunch of Kurplunk songs.
There you go. It's all we can ask, right?
That's right.
All right. Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. Sundays online, Two Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Mondays and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. On the 28th in Chicago, Illinois, Ross Childs. The 29th in Saratoga Springs, New York, Drew Jacobs. The 31st in Summerfield, Florida, Carla Ulbrich. The 1st in Santa Cruz, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. The 1st to the 2nd in Davie, Florida, Carla Ulbrich. And the 3rd in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, Carla Ulbrich. All right.
One other quick thing. I did notice that John Trentez is doing a show here at the Bluebird March 9th. I'm not sure what time, but he's a funny artist. I'm sure you've heard of him. So
yeah,
I think he's been on the FuMPCast before. I think that's where I heard of him originally.
Yeah, he gave us at least one song. Hang on, let me check.
It was My Cats Are Democrats or something like that, I think.
Gave us 3 songs.
I heard about him first on the FuMP.
Yep, Both My Cats Are Democrats, Do You Love Me Like Bacon, and $5 Flip-Flops. So, cool. Yes. So he's performing at the Bluebird in March?
So, live show at the Bluebird March 9th.
Awesome. All right. Second song of the week is the new one by Jefferson DeLeone, 2025 reprise version of the Scrotum Frog of Lake Titicaca.
Let's have fun with the animal kingdom.
You can milk your lizard, you can water your weasel, you can double-click your mouse. But if you find a lonely beaver, I hope you bring it by my house. There are wiener dogs, there are hermaphrodite slugs, there's a beast that has 2 backs. And in Lake Titicaca, there's a wrinkly little frog that looks like a nutsack. Oh, the Scrotum Frog of Lake Titicaca, his cries can bring the rain. There's nowhere you could kick this frog where he won't be in terrible pain. The Scrotum Frog of Lake Titicaca was worshipped like a god. I wish someone would worship my scrotum like they worship that frog. There are prairie oysters and bearded clams and other things in the sea. But if you kiss a chocolate starfish, brush your teeth before you kiss me. You can choke a chicken, you can spank a monkey if he's been really bad. And in Lake Titicaca, there's a wrinkly little frog that resembles my nads. Oh, the Scrotum Frog of Lake Titicaca would really like a kiss. He'll flap his flippers with delight, but he won't turn into a prince. And if you believe what my wife tells me, that our brains are in our balls, then the Scrotum Frog of Lake Titicaca is the smartest frog of all. You can charm a one-eyed trouser snake if you squeal in the right key. And if you ever need a pearl necklace, well, you can always get one from me. You can liberate some tadpoles, let your puppies out for air. But the Scrotum Frog sits in Lake Titicaca and really doesn't care. The scrotum frog of Lake Titicaca hides under the muck. If you tickle his belly, he might pee on you, but that's supposed to bring good luck. There are scrotum frogs in Lake Titicaca, but when the last one's gone, there'll be nothing left that looks like a scrotum that's not hanging under a schlong. The scrotum frog of Lake Titicaca, the Peruvians eat its skin. It's supposed to be an aphrodisiac, but now the numbers are growing thin. There are scrotum frogs in Lake Titicaca, but when the last one's gone, there'll be nothing left that looks like a scrotum that's not hanging under a schlong. Ribbit, 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 ribbit.
So for people who may not know, Jefferson DeLeone originally posted songs to the FuMP under the name Powered by Satan. And he used to perform at stand-up comedy clubs with a guitar. He was a guitar comic, dressed in, like, the cheapest, like, Spirit Halloween Satan costume with, like, a plastic pitchfork and stuff. And that was his shtick, is he was powered by Satan. And then shortly after that, he changed his stage name to Flibberty Gibbet and posted several more songs to the FuMP under the name Flibberty Gibbet, using the same stage act with the Satan costume. The Scrotum Frog of Lake Titicaca was originally posted by Flibberty Gibbet back in November of 2007 to the FuMP. So the first year we were active, this was one of the songs. And last year, the year before, he decided to start going by Jefferson DeLeone, which is a play on his real name. His real name is Jeff Leon. So I'm not sure what the story is here. But if he was on, we could ask him, but he never responds to my emails. So what are you going to do?
But yet he submits songs, I guess, right?
He does. He's just recently started submitting songs again. So
okay.
So yeah. So I guess this is from an album called. It looks like it said Live from Lake Titicaca, but it says Liver at Lake Titicaca on the album cover. So there you go.
Yeah, I looked at that when I listened to some of his stuff the other day, and I was like, I guess that's supposed to be Live-er at Lake Titicaca.
Could be Live-er, yes. Okay.
But very cool cover.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Father Beast wrote, a couple weeks ago, I suggested a podcast based on Escape from Walt Disney or Random Acts of Horror, but based on Star Trek. Well, it looks like someone is already doing that. It's called Star Trek Shield Podulation, and it has a double handful of episodes out so far. Now, if I can convince them to add Galaxy Quest, the Orville, and some other things to their randomizer. Thank you, Father Beast. Over on YouTube, That Lucky Panda wrote, I'm so excited to finally be on a FuMP CD. 2 CDs, in fact. Not to get all gross and sappy, but I'm honored to be part of it. Also, I'm going to try my best to make it to MarsCon. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you. Thank you, Lucas. And yeah, I hope to see you at MarsCon. MarsCon is a great time. And A-Log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, just so you know, songs that have been played on the podcast, such as A-Log on the Airwaves and Sunday Funnies with Wacky Ben, are also eligible for a Logan Award. Sadly, anime theme tunes would not count unless there's some humor or weirdness in them that the opening theme to Season 2 of Mashal Magic and Muscles. And if I'm unable to make it to MarsCon again, I hope to make a video message to my fellow members of the weirdness that are attending. Thank you, A-Log. And that is it for feedback. So...
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. All right, we can't really tease anything because tomorrow's song is by a new artist. And Tuesday's song is not yet posted.
Tuesday's song is not yet posted.
So, I need a topic for this week's Spotify playlist. Do you have any ideas, Kurt?
Weren't we going to do poop?
We could do poop. That's right. I was thinking doing poop as the like an actual compilation album from for the. But yeah, I'll do poop. That's easy enough.
Both.
I'm sure I'm sure there are enough songs.
All right, you could do I Will Poop again because I just submitted that one for the next consideration.
Yeah, but it has to be on Spotify. Is it on Spotify yet?
It's not serviced up there yet.
Okay.
You could do the public restroom song that talks about poop and pee and stuff.
Yep,
that's up there.
Okay, cool. All right. So, Kurt, plug yourself one more time.
So again, just go to our website, buy a bunch of songs, but you can find the links for that too at www.Kurplunk, spelled like this, Kurplunk.lol, and you can find the links to buy music, listen to music, and follow us at all our socials and whatnot over there. Watch a bunch of videos too. Not monetized, but who cares? They're funny. That's about all I can plug right now. Stay tuned for another. It's hopefully on the FuMP. So.
And Jefferson DeLeone is at jeffersondeleone.com. And let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice. Luke should be back, and there's Kurt.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say...
More people need to buy the MarsCon fundraiser, please.